Today we'll be creating the interactive wheel page in your book. This will be a full tip-in. That means it will go in on one of these pages. I will give you a back as well. This page is a little bit shorter than a regular tip-in to make room for the wheel. You'll have the opportunity to add either words or pictures or something like that on the wheel. So think about what might go on here and what you want your cutout to be. This one is different quotes from her about animals. This one actually goes this way. Another example would be, this one's half done. I was going to do the Charlie Brown Christmas tree and then on the other side have the fully decorated tree. You can decide how many options you want this to have. If you just want two, this one has a bigger cutout. So there's two options on here. The last one I showed you had three. This one is four, also not quite complete. But think about what you want to have. I have had students do like different phases of the moon or faces on a sun. I've had a student draw a picture with a shirt and then it had the cutout of the stomach of everything he ate that day. So pizza, a donut, other things like that. Okay. So what we're going to do first is a practice page, and it'll look something like this. Today I'm using blue for the wheel and white for what the tip-in page will be. And you might be doing a little bit something different, but this is what I'm going to do for the example. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out the wheel. This is my practice wheel paper. And we're going to use the compass. And you'll need to double check and make sure this will fit. I preset this one, but I'm going to show you how to check it. So I'm going to put this down and I'm putting the pencil right at the edge of the paper where I know it'll still be in the paper there. And then I'm just going to spin it around to the other side and it is still inside the paper, so that's good. I might even give it a little more space and move it over. So I'm opening it just a little bit. I got paper here, paper there, so this is perfect size. So I'm going to go ahead and push this in kind of hard so it makes a mark, and we're going to poke it through the hole here in just a second. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and poke this all the way through because we're going to put a brass fastener in that in just a minute after we cut it out. Pass this on to someone else, and then you'll cut this out. But just use the scissors to cut that out. I have one already cut out, so I'm going to use that today. And then grab your page. So you're going to decide if you want this coming out of the left or the right. It doesn't matter to me, it's up to you. Okay, so let's say I'm going to have it over here. So what I'm going to do is flip it over. You want to make sure you have enough space on top and bottom because this is where we're going to glue the page in, similar to how we did the door page. So no glue will go on where the wheel is, only out here. So if I have it clear up here, I won't be able to glue that down. So it's going to be somewhere in the middle here. So I have just a little bit sticking out. I'll double check that. Maybe have somewhere in there. It's pretty good. So I'm going to take a pencil, I'm going to trace that. Okay, so that's where that is. And if I have the compass near me, I might go ahead and poke that through. If you don't, you can just use the brass fastener to poke a hole through there. Make sure it's within the wheel. I'm going to flip that over. So this is the side that the brass fastener would go on. It would go like this. And it'll turn like this. Okay? So to make sure everything is lined up where you want it. I'm going to go ahead and take this out though. So now we have to decide what the cutout's going to look like. So I have this. If you know how many you want, if you know I want 4 for sure, I'm going to show you how to do that. Or if you only want 2, you just have to know where that's going to go and you can divide that. You can use a ruler. So I would just put my pencil right here depending on where you want the cutout. So if you only wanted 2, and say I want my cutout on this side like I did for the Charlie Brown page, Just put your pencil in and line that up straight up and down if you want to. If you had a longer ruler, you could line it up right here to make sure it's straight up and down, and just go like that. Know that this is your space that you have to cut out, so you only cut out one of these. You'll make sure that your cutout is inside of the line, and it could be whatever shape you want it to be. If you want it to be a big old oval instead, you could do that. So it could be something like this. If you want it to be that whole half that you have because you want to take full advantage of it, it could be out here. That's up to you how you want to do that. Okay. For this one, I chose to do where I want 4 different cutouts. So I made the opening, I wanted it towards the top. So I did the exact same thing. I did a center line, and then I found the middle of that and did the other line. So if I wanted to do that, I could do it on here. So I have my line straight up and down, put my pencil back in, and I would just line this up. I can see the line right here is lined up perfectly with this line. So I know if I line this up here and I draw it here, that that's cut into 4. So if I want my cutout up here, I would just figure out how I want to do that. Like that. So once you figure out where you want your cutout, you're going to cut this out with an X-Acto knife and grab a mat as well. This one is already done. So this one, like I showed before, has where the 4 spaces would be, but I just need this one cut out. So what you can do for your practice one, go ahead and put this in. Okay, you want to double check and make sure you don't see any part of the wheel coming through here. So if you don't, you did a good job. I'm going to lightly trace where that oval would be. Okay, I'm going to spin this until I can't see that oval anymore. So it's right here. I'm going to move it just a little bit further, and I'll do the next one. Oops. Again, and I'll do it till the very edge there. And then I'll spin it again and do it to the edge right here. Okay, so I have my 4, should be, yep, one more, and I have all 4. So I can take this out so I can look at it. So these are the 4 places where I can either put words or an image or however you want to do that. On the practice one, I would draw that out just so you know how much room there is. But like on this one, I did the words, but I didn't draw an oval for my final piece. You don't have to do that. However, on this one, I did draw the oval. So it depends on how you want to do that. So I have the ovals here. And even if they're not perfectly spaced out here, I made sure I had enough room when I was doing it. So this is my tips for making your wheel made into a wheel. So this will go on a tip-in page in your book, and you will glue in the tip-in on the back. So you'll have another one on the back. Do not put glue on the wheel. This is where you put your pictures and your words that go and will change. Have only a small part of the wheel sticking out at the left or the right of the page. I can have a little bit extra so you can see what's happening. Okay, so that's another way you could do this as well. So once you've done this, decide what you want to do on here. Have your page cut out, and you think you're ready for your good paper, let me know and I will get that for you.